After sailing across the Arabian Sea and retracing ancient maritime trade routes, INSV Kaundinya has returned home. This is not just a ship, this is history stitched back to life. INSV Kaundinya, traditionally built ancient stitch ship, now formally inducted into Indian Navy at Karwar. It is based on 5th century vessel depicted in the murals of Cave 17 at the Ajanta in Maharashtra. What makes this ship extraordinary is the way it has been built using ancient Indian stitch ship technique. Instead of metal nails, wooden planks are stitched together using coir rope, coconut fiber and sealed with natural resin, a technique mentioned in Indian texts and used to prevent corrosion at the sea. The Indian Navy and traditional artisan from Kerala recreated this vessel from iconographic references. Today at the Naval Dockyard in Mumbai, the Indian Navy is flagging in this indigenously built traditional stitch sailing vessel, marking successful completion of its historic transoceanic voyage from Oman to India. With today's flagging ceremony in Mumbai, India doesn't just welcome back a ship, but it celebrates the revival of its seafaring legacy. Along with video journalist Anil Shinde, this is Rucha Kanolkar for Times Now, Mumbai.
So I mean, it was a challenge to begin with. Like, we conventionally at the yard build fiberglass boats. So building a wooden boat, that too one which is stitched together from a design that's like 2,000 years ago, from 2,000 years ago, was quite a challenge. And the brief that we were presented was a painting from the Ajanta caves. It was just a painting, no technical drawings, nothing. So to go from there to kind of break it down bit by bit, figure out ki okay, there are so many masts, there is this type of sail, there is this type of rudder, and kind of redacting that information and coming up with a solution on how do we build it, then talking to like various stakeholders to understand talking to the artisans particularly, understanding what are the techniques and like how those were adapted at the time, how they can be built, and then coming up with a lot of preliminary designs, a lot of designs, and kind of just figuring out ki kya ye chalega, nahi chalega, and then coming to like a final design and actually building it was already a challenge. Then procuring the right kinds of materials, like the boat is made with very different types of woods, like the stem and the stern and the keel of the boat is in teak because it's a more hardy wood. The keel is in matti, the stem and the stern are in teak. So matti is a very hardy wood and it becomes really hard once it's dried. So that property is very integral for the keel. Similarly, the hull is made out of anjali, which is wild jackfruit, and the property of this wood is to absorb water and swell up. So that is the technique that is used so that the water doesn't get into the boat. So once it's in water for the first time, it takes in some water, swells up, and then becomes waterproof. So like that was like another completely different technique. Then obviously the boat is stitched together using coconut fiber, and it's caulked using cotton and tree sap. So all natural materials, nothing that we had used before and nothing that anybody had used in thousands of years. So, actually coming up with that design and building her, putting her in water, seeing how she behaves, like it's great to see her having written her own history and back here now today.
Are we also expecting some more in the coming days?
That depends on the Navy, on the government, if they want to undertake another project of this sort. But I believe Kaundinya will now go into a museum eventually after she finishes her voyages. So it will be great for people to kind of come and see our history like live in action. Yeah.
Your name and designation?
I'm Prathamesh Dandekar. I'm a managing director at Hod Innovations in Goa. Yeah. Thank you.
After the first voyage of INSV Kaundinya, it has now anchored at Mumbai's Naval Dockyard. And to speak more about this, we are joined by Commander Hemant Kumar. Sir, it took immense efforts to build something such an extraordinary vessel. How much days did it take, and how is this an example that we are presenting across world of the Indian rich history?
Thanks, ma'am. As you brought out, we are used to building ships made of steel and FRP predominantly. As you can see, this is a completely wooden ship, and these wooden planks have to be joined by threads made of coir which are made of coconut. Now you should be able to sail this ship. The challenge was to design this ship in such a way that 17 souls on board can actually do an oceanic expedition safely, and the ship has to withstand the ocean loads. So the challenge was that to be able to estimate all those loads, there is no chance of doing it at sea. You should be able to build a ship that is strong enough to withstand those loads. So we had to estimate those loads, incorporate into our design beforehand, not even during the construction, even before that, when you made the blueprints, that had to be done. Lot of analysis had to be undertaken. Computational fluid dynamics was used. We have used ANSYS analysis. We have done hydrodynamic model testing, which was a resistance testing in the towing tank in Department of Ocean Engineering of IIT Madras. Then we did wave basin tests, where actual sea waves were simulated in different angles, different wind speeds, different sail angles. These have the pressures at different points on the hull, on the mast, were all recorded before. Then we went for the construction. The construction was done in Hodi Innovations shipyard. It is in Diwar Island in Goa. The team of artisans from Kerala, led by Sri Babu Shankaran and Rajesh, they are a team of 21 great artisans who literally gave sweat and blood for this ship. As you can see, the stitching is a manual work. At one point of time, you need to have two artisans, one from outside and one from inside, pulling out that rope. Several hundreds of kilometers of stitching had to be done. That XII pattern, it had to be done. Rain, sun, there are a lot of rain, monsoons in Goa, you are aware. So this had to be done, and the timelines were very stringent. We completed the construction in 1.5 years. Then Navy put in, while Navy was overseeing the construction and design, Navy also had the responsibility, took up the responsibility to actually train us for this voyage. It's important to remember that even for us in the Navy, this was the first time we are sailing such a ship. For us also, it's new. This ship is completely different from any of the modern sailing yachts. The feel is different, the material is different, the sails are different, it behaves differently. So we also have to unlearn a lot of things and learn a lot of things. So Navy has put in a very rigorous and meticulous training schedule where we were trained for several months of Karwar. So we took it very slowly, very meticulously and very consciously, and we developed SOPs during that. Whenever we used to go, we used to do a lot of trial sailings, both in the day and night. We had to do cooking ourselves before in those rolling seas. You need to see whether these things work or not. So every aspect you can think of was trained. An SOP was made. What if something breaks? What if something goes wrong? We put in all those SOPs. That gave us the confidence very gradually. And then after a few months of this rigorous training, Navy assessed us, and then we were ready for this voyage. The first leg was from Porbandar, as you are already aware. So in December it was flagged off. It took about 18 days for us to complete that leg, during which Sri Sanjeev Sanyal, the member of the Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister, he himself came for the voyage. It was his idea that you will know that he wrote about the stitch ships and during his research in the book Ocean of Churn. So when I met sir on 17 December 21, he discussed that idea whether it was possible to build. That is when the Navy put together the entire team of naval architects, shipyard, funded by the Ministry of Culture, and the IIT Madras team to get this. So it was not only, while it was his idea, he actually sailed in it. And for him, for Sanjeev Sanyal, it was the first time sailing. So I'm sure it must have been a tremendous challenge, but he was hale and healthy, and we had a lot of interesting conversations. It was very good to sail with sir.
Very soon we are also going to see another voyage of this vessel, and while we are in a digital era where we have lots of modern technologies, how do you think this sends a message across the world that how deeply rooted we are with the Indian history?
You will be aware that India has a lot of history, thousands of years of history, not only in seafaring but also in shipbuilding. We have been building ships and exporting ships to the entire world from time immemorial. As you are aware, Indian Navy is on the forefront of Atmanirbharta. We have been building the modern ships from aircraft carriers to nuclear submarines, which are themselves a very sophisticated platforms. This is on the other end of the spectrum. Completely, I brought out those challenges, completely building with the wood and stitches, and to be able to withstand the oceanic loads. Now, the important point is that one is this ship is a testimony to our celebrating our ancient seafaring and shipbuilding legacy. Also, the another aim of this is to build maritime conscious among the youth of the country. It's a risky project, and the Navy has proved that such risk can be taken, and we have actually successfully demonstrated that you can actually sail a stitch ship, a wooden ship on an oceanic voyage. Our message to the youth of the country is to embrace this, take risks, conscious risks. Outside the classrooms, whatever you learn the theory, those equations, all those things, if you are able to actually make it into a product and you actually do something, you yourself will get that kind of confidence. The level of scientific confidence you get in doing things literally hands-on is completely different. It's the lab work I'm talking about. And then to actually do something in the ocean like this gives you a tremendous edge. So our youth should, from space to the land, to the sea, to the underwater, the future is India's. And biggest ingredient of that is our youth. Our message through this project is to our youth: take risks, take challenges, the future is yours.
Thank you so much for speaking with Times Now. And like he mentioned, this was one of the challenges, but to inspire the coming generation, the youth of India, and to make them understand what India's history, what India's cultural heritage stands for, this stands as an example of what India can do. And now it is very soon going to be presented to another coming nations, where from Puri it is going to take its next voyage to Bali very soon. Along with video journalist Anil Shinde, this is Rucha Kanolkar for Times Now, Mumbai.